11 Plus Problem of the Week, Week 3. This week we're going to look at quite a tricky fraction problem. Gabriella is reading a book. On Friday she reads 1/3 of the book. On Saturday she reads 3/10 of the remaining pages. She has 35 pages left to read. How many pages are in the book? So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to think about rucksack. We're going to read the problem again and we're going to underline the important information. So on Friday she reads 1/3 of the book. On Saturday she reads 3/10 of the remaining pages. That's quite important. She's got 35 pages left to read. And what it's asking us to find out is how many pages are in the book altogether. So first of all, we can see that this is a fraction problem. We're going to be needing to calculate with fractions. So let's look at each stage carefully. So on Friday, she reads 1/3. So she's read 1/3. Well, that means that the bits that she hasn't read, there must be 2/3 that she's not read, because that would be the whole book. 1/3 and 2/3 is 3/3. So we know that she hasn't read 2/3. Then it tells us that she reads 3/10 of the remaining pages. Well, we know that the remaining pages are 2/3, so we need to work out 3/10 of 2/3. So we're going to find out what's 3/10 of those 2/3 that are remaining. Now remember that in maths, whenever we see the word of, that actually means times. So we can rewrite this as 3/10 times 2/3. So let's calculate 3/10 times 2/3. Now remember that when we're multiplying decimals, all we need to do is multiply the numerators by each other and multiply the denominators by each other. So 3 times 2 is 6, and 10 times 3 is 30. So 3/10 times 2/3 is 6/30. Now we always want to simplify our fractions if we can. So let's think to ourselves, if I need to simplify 6/30, well, what number divides into 6 and divides into 30? Well, I can see that I can divide both of those by 6. So 6 divided by 6 is 1, and 30 divided by 6 is 5. So where does our answer of 1/5 actually fit into the question? Well, let's look again. So on Friday she reads 1/3. So we know she's read 1/3. And then on Saturday she reads 3/10 of the remaining pages. Well, that's what we've just worked out. We did 3/10 of 2/3. So on Saturday we know that she reads 1/5. So on Friday she read 1/3, and on Saturday she read 1/5. So she's read 1/3 plus 1/5. Now remember that we can only add fractions when the denominators are the same. So we need to find a common denominator here. So I want to find a common denominator for 3 and 5. Well, I know that 3 and 5 both go into 15. So I can make both my fractions into 15. So 3 goes into 15 5 times. So then I need to times my numerator. 5 times 1 is 5. And 5 goes into 15 3 times, so 3 times my numerator, which is 1, is 3. So now I can add up these fractions. I've got 5/15 and 3/15, so 5 plus 3 is 8, so I know that I have 8/15. So this means that altogether Gabriella has read 8/15 of her book. So she's read 8/15. So that means she hasn't read the rest, which means 7/15. Now the question tells us that there were 35 pages left to read. So that means that we know that 7/15 of our book is the same as 35 pages. So 7/15 is the same as 35 pages. So if I wanted to work out what 1/15 was, I needed to do 35 divided by 7. And 35 divided by 7 is 5. So that means that 1/15 of my book is 5 pages. And so therefore, if 1/15 of my book is 5 pages, then the whole book is going to be 15/15. So I just need to work out what's 15 times 5. And I know that 15 times 5 is 75. So therefore I've worked out that there are 75 pages in Gabriella's book. So we can see that that problem had several stages to it, and that's why it's so important that when you're reading through the question you work out what is all the information I have and how am I going to break it down to work it out. Okay, well done.